white-sided dolphin, as is Helen, who's a few years older. You can see her over on the far side of the exhibit. Working with these two dolphins is certainly a unique opportunity. Adam, as a marine mammal trainer, could you tell us a little more about their stories?
Sure I can. Both of our dolphins are what we refer to as rescued and rehabilitated animals. They were actually found entangled in fishing nets off the coast of Japan and brought to rehabilitation facility where they were deemed non-releasable. Luckily, they found a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. Working with me today is Helen. She has been at the aquarium since 2005. During this time, we've been able to build and maintain a very strong relationship with her in order to provide her with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. In fact, every day that we spend with them reveals more information about their species, as well as their individual personalities, which, believe it or not, are just as different as you and I. But most of all, Helen and Hannah remind us every day that we still have so much to learn about cetaceans.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Helen. Working with these dolphins is certainly a unique opportunity, but you might also spot Pacific white-sided dolphins anywhere in the North Pacific Ocean. On our coast, they're seen as far south as Mexico or as far north as Alaska. You might be able to spot sightings like this one in the waters of Japan, as far west as the waters off Asia as well. I'm curious, how many people in this audience have ever been able to see a dolphin or another kind of cetacean in their natural homes? Well, if you've made a sighting like this here in British Columbia, you can help the Vancouver Aquarium to learn more about these species. We run a program called the BC Cetacean Sightings Network, which is gathering information about these animals on their website. If you see something like this, report it to www.wildwhales.org. Just let us know when you see cetaceans, where you see cetaceans, and how many individuals you are able to spot. Whether they're dolphins, whales, or porpoises, I'm sure that the sightings could be very rewarding for you. And we'll also help the Vancouver Aquarium to establish what species are visiting our waters and what they do when they get here. This project is easiest to use if you can tell cetaceans apart just by using your eyes. Maybe Helen and Hannah can teach us some unique qualities of their species today. Take a look at the camouflage pattern on their bodies, which is unique to Pacific white-sided dolphins here in British Columbia. Their bright white bellies and dark backs are a pattern that's referred to as counter-shading, and while it helps them to disappear to creatures swimming above or below them, it really makes them distinctive when seen from the surface. Pacific white-sided dolphins are also special because of their size. On average, this kind of cetacean measures about 2.3 meters, as Helen is showing us, and as Hannah may be illustrating in the center of the exhibit. That means that these dolphins are much larger than the small harbor porpoises that frequent the waters of British Columbia, but are also nowhere near the size of a killer whale. If you know those two species, maybe do some comparison in your head next time you spot them in our waters. If you have a camera with you, you might also try getting a picture, either here at the aquarium or of cetaceans that you're observing in their natural homes. From the view that we are getting at the moment, courtesy of Hannah, only the back or dorsal fin was really visible to us. But just a picture of a dorsal fin could still say a lot about a species. Pacific white-sided dolphins, like Helen and Hannah, have dorsal fins that are slightly curved, with both a dark gray and a pale gray color on them. This is usually enough information to identify their species. However, if you're photographing dorsal fins outside of an aquarium, it's important not to get too close to any wild cetaceans. Keeping a distance of about 100 meters from these animals, or 10 times the length of the dock that our trainers are standing on, is an excellent way to help to make sure that you are not disturbing these animals or affecting their behavior when you visit their habitat. Even from far away, these animals can be pretty Remember, when watching these animals from a distance, you can also keep your ears open. You might be able to hear some vocalizations from Pacific white-sided dolphins, and if we're lucky, you might hear some sounds from Helen and Hannah as well. Ladies and gentlemen, make a little bit of noise for these dolphins. Those were some excellent vocalizations, if you ask me. these squeaky sounds and keep your eyes open for incredible behaviors from Pacific white-sided dolphins and other cetaceans here in British Columbia. Every time you do, you are adding to the information that we have about this unique species and are giving us more information about what they do in our waters. Unfortunately, many of the reports that we get about cetaceans suggest to us that these animals can be harmed by human activity. This is something that Helen and Hannah know firsthand. These animals became accidentally entangled in fishing nets, and as a result of her injuries, Helen's pectoral flippers had to be partially removed to save her life. You can see that difference as she exposed them to the surface. And I want her story to remind all of you that human beings are a major threat to Pacific white-sided dolphins and their relatives. By introducing marine debris like fishing nets to their homes, or competing with these animals for the food that they eat, we have affected the lives of cetaceans all around the world. However, animals in human care, like Helen and Hannah, can also help us out with some research that just wouldn't be possible in their natural homes. These acrobatic marine mammals are certainly capable of leaping high. Their speedy swimming ability is also owed to their hydrodynamic or torpedo-shaped bodies. These animals have been observed moving as quickly as 35 kilometers per hour or 22 miles per hour. And Hannah's certainly done a great job of racing around the exhibit, as is Helen, as you can see from our underwater viewing gallery. One question we have about Pacific white-sided dolphins that we couldn't answer just from getting observations in the wild is how these animals are able to move so quickly. This is a question that we were able to address, however, by asking Helen and Hannah for a very special behavior. In a metabolic research project, we taught these dolphins to do what they're doing right now, stay perfectly still. This behavior might not seem super exciting to some of the people in our crowd, but it is important to this research because it got the dolphins comfortable resting underneath a special dome which measured their energy use. Finally, in 2012, we published some results from the trials using this equipment. Turns out, to use their energetic bodies like this, Helen and Hannah are probably going through about 15,000 calories per day. To put it another way, research at the aquarium has taught us that it takes Pacific white-sided dolphins as much as 10 times as much energy per day in order to use their bodies, as many of the adults in this audience would get from their daily diets. That is amazing.